Hi. I said I would try and post another video, and lo and behold, it was a snow day today, so I have nothing to do, so I thought I would start reading a little bit of the first chapter. Because I did film, originally last night I did film another one, but it was like 8 minutes long, and I'm feeling you guys don't want to sit there and listen for that long. So I will read you a bit of chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called New Kid. And okay, here we go. I've been living in New York City for as long as I could remember. I was a city girl, and nothing could change that. I loved the light that lit up the night sky. Screw up. Take two. I loved the light that lit up the town at night. We lived in a small apartment, hardly big enough for us. We being me, my dad, and my twin sister Megan. Megan was the social butterfly. You really couldn't help but love her. She was happy, whereas I was her opposite. Not to say that I wasn't happy, just not as happy as she was. I didn't like social situations, or people very much in general, because as soon as you got close to someone, they were almost bound to let you down. And I'm not exactly a fan of being let down. Megan was popular, too. She was the center of attention all the time, and everyone was dying to sit with her at lunch. I sat with the math nerds. You know, the table for losers, right by the trash cans in the lonely corner. All three of the nerds were boys. Justin, the attractive smart one, Felix, the algebra whiz who was dying to be popular, and Cameron, the shy, quiet one who usually had to deal with bullies. I wasn't particularly good in math, but they let me sit with them because they thought it would boost their rep. I, myself, was the glorified loser, but everyone thought I was insane, so they couldn't be mean to me. Also, I was twin sister to the cool Megan, and befriending me could probably end you up with a one-way ticket to Maggie Town, which, I assume, was difficult to come by. That's why I didn't talk to many people at school. They were always using me to get close to Megan. It was in geography class, when I first met him. I remember because I had been staring at our teacher, who was, by the way, a man, and also, for your information, dead sexy. The boy walked into class and took the empty seat next to me before I even noticed he was there. I was about to tell him to move when the teacher started to speak. "Hello, class," he said in his most attractive voice. "I'd like to introduce Brian Woods. He's a transfer student from a small town near Seattle, and I'd like you all to be nice to him, as it is very difficult to be a new student." Well, there goes my plan of telling him to move. Mr. Klein might think I'm being mean to him, and never talk to me again, which would be a shame considering I was an A student and liked to ask a lot of questions. I sighed. Great, I'd have to sit next to Seattle boy all semester. I turned to look at him. He had blonde hair, an athlete's body, and the bluest eyes I had ever seen. I could have literally lost myself in those deep blue eyes, and I almost did, before I realized that this boy would probably end up like the rest, a bust before I even tried. My only two real friends, Victoria and Ashley, sat in front of me. They too were examining this new boy, and they too, just so you know, thought Mr. Klein was dead sexy, and couldn't help but giggle when he passed. We were assigned work in our textbooks, and if we needed help, we were to ask the teacher. Luckily, I wouldn't need help. Geography was my best subject, if only because the sound of Mr. Klein's voice was calming. The sound of another beautiful voice interrupted my train of thought. It was Seattle boy. "Hi," he said, his voice like a song. "Hi," I replied, a hint of annoyance in my voice. His voice may have been beautiful, but it had disturbed me and reminded me he was there. "Would you mind helping me? I don't really understand question 6b. "Go ask the teacher," I snapped silently. "I'm not your nerd." He looked confused, as though I'd stumped him with a difficult riddle. "I did," he replied, arching one eyebrow. "He told me to ask you." I looked up at Mr. Klein. His eyes had been on us the entire time. Finally, he noticed me staring and turned his head mysteriously. The words Seattle boy had said to me echoed in my ears. He told me to ask you. And that's all I'm going to read for now, but I will probably end up posting the other half of chapter 1 later today or something, because I really have nothing to do. And yeah, same procedure, comments with feedback, any of that stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, trying to remember if I need to say anything else. No, that should cover it. Bye.